What is up, and welcome to my Let's Play of Conquest of Elysium 4, continuing the adventures of Todbog the Demonologist. Unfortunately, my recording was done so without audio, and so unfortunately I have a video playing that I'm recording now to actually give you a little, basically, coverage of what I did in this game. So, in this case, we're going to continue to push on our High Cultist and try and weaken him a little bit more. So right now we are looking at our forces here. We've got our Demonologist and our Cultists, and we're going to continue our sweep of this eastern sector of the island. So as you can see, we're on the Desert Palace. We're going to do some recruitment, and we're going to continue our push. We're also really close on our sacrifices, so we'll be able to utilize those to do a mass summoning, which is always a lot of fun. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start beginning our march to hunt down the enemy. As you can see, we've also got... we had some enemies that appeared in the west. I don't know where they went. I think they might have taken that iron mine, but we'll have to plan for that accordingly as well. So we want to eliminate the High Cultists as fast as possible before we swing back to take care of our druid friend in the west. So... Alright. So, yeah, silly me, forgetting to unmute my mic before I began my voiceover for the video. So, this hopefully should work. It's not the best solution, but after that, I have some plans in place to prevent myself from doing stupid stuff like that in the future. So, and as you can see, we're scouting, and it looks like High Cultists tend to litter pretty heavily. They just leave trees everywhere, so it's one of those concerns you have, you know, as a right-minded individual. I import my materials from another plane, so you know, net positive to the world. But these trees, man, let me tell you. But anyways, we're doing our recruitment now. Our commander there is in need of a few more troops. One of the things you'll notice here is that we have 2 desert palaces now, and as a result it can get confusing which one is which. So luckily we're able to see that this one has the units at it, so this is the one we want to recruit at to continue to build that army. But that is one of the downsides to the game. As we'll later find out, you can right click on the icon and it'll take you directly to where it is on the map. So that is a way to actually do that. So something to keep in mind in the future. But in this case, we're recruiting some bowmen to defend these citadels in case there's an attack. It's always useful to have some men on the walls because we just don't know who's coming, especially since we saw that druid in the west there. So with that, we'll end our turn. And we've got winter, which is unfortunate since we're trying to scout. It does reduce our movement points. And we got some boars there, so it's a good thing we have those crossbowmen on the wall, but let's make sure that they get some friends here. So 10 crossbowmen versus 4 boars, I think we've got that. So and then we're going to continue our push north here, trying to scout out the terrain. But we have enough sacrifices to do our infernal horde, so let's go ahead and do that and see what we get. As you can see, it summons a horde of low-ranking demons to try and control it. As you might expect, there is a greater version of that as well, but we're nowhere near that. And we get a bunch of infantry. These guys are actually really good as infantry go. They do count as heavy infantry, though, so they do slow us down. As you can see, they're called Bloodsworn. They have 11 hit points, 2 armor, a heavy shield, and then regeneration, and that's probably the best part of them. So they won't take those wounds like we saw with some of our other swordsmen, or like this poor Frost Fiend who's feeble-minded, battle fright, and lost an eye, because they can regenerate those. So over the months, there's a chance each month that any afflictions that they're suffering from can be healed. So and then they'll also heal at the end of the battle as well, as you might see in the future here. And even more trees. Look at that. Litter everywhere. And then someone just sprinkled fairy circles all over, so once we take over this world, we'll turn it into something beautiful here, but until then, we'll continue our scouting of our new lands here. So alright, And look at that. Blue is back. So, now you can see my Demonologist has 2 bright action points and 1 non-bright. And you can see here, actually right now we are out of iron because we've been selling so much of it. I didn't notice we got so much in trade. So we were selling 5 a turn, and since people have taken our iron mines and our coal mines, we don't have any hammers anymore. So I've switched it over to sacrifices so we can do more summons. And then we'll hopefully be able to build up that iron once we can take control of those territories. This is his army here. It's controlled by a hero. And the hero actually has a magic item, so that's useful. But as you can see, he has nothing but standard troops, so none of his crazy cultist type troops. So it should be a pretty straightforward fight for my Demonologist. So we're going to probably have to go down and defend that Desert Palace. Judging by where he's at, he's probably going to take the Desert Palace, and that's going to be something we'll just have to fight and take back. But in the meantime, we're going to make it as tough as possible by doing some more recruitment. So we're going to go ahead and give them some more archers, I believe, because unfortunately we're out of iron. So archers versus crossbowmen, it's a debate. Against lightly armored troops, the archers are generally better because they can fire every round instead of having to reload. So that's one of those things. I'm not quite sure where I fall on it, but I do love crossbows in general as in real life, so it's one of the things I do tend to favor in video games, if possible. So, yeah, we got 15 ranged units on walls against 55 units. He has a row of archers, and that's where I think is going to be the downfall of that city, but I think they're going to give, or they're going to do some serious damage before they go down. But since we had that reserve action point we were talking about earlier, you can't use it for movement, but you can use it for summoning. So that's a good use. So we can make our march slowly and do summoning each round if we wanted to. We've got more than enough sacrifice income to do so. So that will end our turn. And just as we expected, he attacks me on the Desert Palace, and you get to see high toll taken on his melee troops at first. And as you can see up north, those archers there are shooting every round instead of having that reload sound that you hear. But yeah, the walls are holding for now, but they're doing their damage. They're killing off my guys. Their crossbows and archers are... All it takes is a few lucky shots to break through all the defenses that the walls give, but as you can see, we did some serious damage to them before that. And then, as you can see, their hero's charging up, and he almost dies, but they managed to get him at the very end. So, captain available for recruit. So, go ahead and move our way down. As you can see, because of the snow, it took 2 movement points, so... might as well do another summoning, I'm sure. I'm curious if he's going to move away or not. So if he doesn't, then great, we'll catch him and we'll destroy him. If he does, then I doubt he'll leave a strong enough force to defend it, so we'll be able to take the city a little easier. So with the amount of spell casting we have, though, I don't think walls are a problem for me, unless they have a large number of ranged units shooting from them. So, but let's go ahead and do this summoning here. Power it up so we don't fail. And not my favorite. Lesser demons are okay, but you know, the bone demon or bone devils that we got before were quite good because they're spellcasters, so they can do some damage. And we got a giant crab. If you remember from the 3rd video, we fought a giant crab in that video, and I believe we're going to do the same here after doing a little scouting. It gives us a coastal hamlet as well, which is useful. So with that, we'll do some recruiting and the other citadel. Don't have the hammers for it, so We're going to probably need to go with spearmen or archers at this point, so yeah. Build up that force. Not ideal, but we'll take care of that soon. And as you can see, we have so many swordsmen in this battle that our crossbowmen can't get to shooting at him until he has actually met my front line. So, not something I'm going to complain about. Looks like he does move away, so he does leave probably a token force. Yeah, just 6 guys there, and then he's got 22 there. So, so we'll go ahead and do one more summoning. Before we jump into this fight. Should probably be doing the greater, but alright, and then we move in. And Falfaroon will continue his march up here to scout. And there we go, another blue territory. Every territory we take from them and every army we defeat of theirs are more resources that they lose. So it's always useful to try and find those territories and take them, because if they want to take them back, then they have to spread their forces to do so efficiently. So do some recruitment of swordsmen now that we got a little bit of iron back. It looks like we've got some things here. I want to take out this bandit tower. I think I have enough troops now to do it. That sling does 1 to 3 damage on base. And again, with the open-ended rolls, if you roll a 3, then you roll again to add more damage, which is your damage, or your die roll minus 1. If you roll another 3, it keeps going, it keeps going, keeps going. So they can do some damage, especially being up on the walls. They get additional range, and that's definitely a big plus for them. So, but I think this is a sizable force. I think we can take it. So let's see what we can do here. So, got all 40 units here. And we're only going against bandits in a tower, right? What could go wrong? Now, admittedly, they're all level 2 bandits. They have got 2 levels of experience, but I feel we should be able to take them. Alright, here we go. And as you can see, those slings are every round, they're just doing some damage, so... they're eating those swordsmen alive. They have officially killed off all my melee units. The captain's about to go. There he goes. Yeah, so I was right to assume that those slingers are worse than I thought. Now this will be different here because of all the various abilities we have. So we've already stunned the gate and the archer. I don't know what a stun gate does or doesn't do, but at least we know it won't do it, whatever it does. So. But as you can see, those hellhounds are just wonderful at a level. All right. And then he comes to us, so he's just delivering himself on a platter. So obviously he's got 22 units. I'm not scared of him. So the debate is, what do I want to do? Do I want to do some summoning, or do I want to just crash into him? Do I want to leave the slow guys back? As you can see, they're slow. There's a number of them though, and they're quite good. So I think I'm going to keep them with my unit for now. The lack of action points to move is not a huge detriment. But we'll go ahead and recruit some units at the other desert palace, because we need to defend it again since nobody's there. And I forgot I don't have enough iron, so archers it is. And then yeah, let's go. Oh yes, we need a captain as well. I forgot that we had a captain recruitable. So yes, we need a captain as well to lead those troops eventually when they go. But yeah, let's go murder him. We'll do some more scouting with our cultist. Falfaroon. Oh yeah, no, he's going to take out that. So we'll scout, and then attack. Use up those action points respectively, right? All Alright, and then we should have Captain. That's highlighted, so we'll have to put him in sentry mode. So, concerned because they could build a force that's water-based, that they're in the water, but I believe they have to be based in land as far as their territory goes and everything. So, all right. So let's kill off this leader here, and he's got that those magic gloves. Remember, that give him additional hit points and everything. So we should be able to take those, which is really cool. So, all right, Murder Central. Poor stunned crossbowman watching this army of demons and devils coming at him. So, yep, Gauntlet of Protection. And then, yeah, this is the village that we attacked with. Again, can't even shoot our bows until we hit the front row, so. Alright, and they bring another captain in, so. And he just goes and takes all my territory. Not cool, bro. Alright, let's see what we can do here, though. So we don't have the movement points to get to him directly right now, so we'll do that instead. Oh, it's a tiny force, so we don't have to worry about that. But, you know, we've got our sacrifices. We're going to build them up. I'm thinking we're going to go to another Infernal Horde and see what we get from that. So sometimes you get some really good stuff from those summons. It's part of the fun of this game is just finding out what you get as your treasures here. So let's go ahead and build up that force again. This force will be much smarter and not throw itself against brigands on a tower, but we'll go ahead and take out this farm here since we only have the action points for it anyways. Oh, the swordsmen are taking a beating. But eventually we'll lose enough swordsmen that our crossbowmen will be able to fire before we hit the front line. So, alright. Guys trying to take our desert palace again, so guess we'll have to chase them. We got the movement points for it, so we'll wipe him out, and then we'll see what they build up next. Falfarum, though, will just continue his scouting. Some interesting stuff over there, but I believe it's all defended, if I remember correctly. So I don't want to risk going against dwarves in that mountain for... Ooh, a library. Those are really cool. So libraries are, as mentioned in the previous video, the only way to recruit wizards. If you have a library in your possession, then wizards can possibly show up as a random recruitable force. So those are, as you've seen, are quite powerful. So we'll definitely have to take it. Also, the color is yellow, so that means we found our third opponent. So we now have all three opponents on the map in some form or fashion, which means that we'll be able to continue our push north here if we want to fight yellow, it looks like. So, good to know. Alright, so this should go really quickly. See hellhounds do their business. Oof. As you can see, a little friendly fire there. Stunned my little hellhound there, but it's going to happen occasionally, especially when you have so many great area effect weapons. So. Alright, so wiped out their leader. Let's go and take our stuff back. We're getting close to getting that Infernal Horde again, so that'll be fun to do. So we'll be able to do that in 2 turns, it looks like. So, and this we're going to, oh yeah, Formless Spawn. So they don't look so bad on paper until you look at all their resistances. They're resistant to just about everything, which means they're only taking half damage, and so with 46 hit points each, they're pretty tough. So you got to be careful with them. And right now we don't really need to wipe them out. So, but we now have the library. So those 2 books represent your library powers. So you can research the history of Elysium or study infernal magic spells of level 1. So, so we're gonna go ahead and look at our options here. But I think I want to research the story of Elysium, so we can see what that is. So, since man first came to Elysium, much has changed. The wild forests have been tamed and cut down to make room for farms and villages. Wild animals, while still dangerous, are no longer a threat to the survival of mankind. But a new kind of beast has become more prevalent. Without centralized government to enforce law and order, brigands and robbers have made the forest their home. They harass remote villages and waylay unsuspecting travelers. A few villagers have managed to erect walls and a standing guard, and so the first towns were born. But the towns are few and far between, and you are advised to travel with a guard at all times. Some robbers are even bold enough to attack small armies and strongholds of self-proclaimed lords. Elysium is a land with fertile soil and mountains rich in minerals. The future looks bright, and should only a single ruler unite the realm and establish law and order. So, that's us. We're going to do it. All hail Todbog the Demonologist. But that doesn't have an action point listed for it, so thought I'd check it just in case. It does take 50 gold and will require some action points, so we'll try that next round. Recruit some archers. And, yep. Alright, so we're going to take back our port town. And we'll go up, and I think we have a strong enough force that we can conquer that deserted port now, so we'll go ahead and push up on that for sure. I don't think we can do any additional scouting in the water, so hopefully we'll figure out a way to defeat them. Alright, let's study Infernal Magic. Okay, let's see what that does. Gotta find me in the map. There we are. Alright, so I don't remember if I had Infernal Magic already or not, but I have it now. Spontaneous Combustion, Strength, and Pain. Strength is useful, but I think I'd want to turn on Pain just so I have some sort of attack from my cultist. So we'll do that. Yeah, it only attacks... Oh, it's burst 1, so it can hit a group. But it ignores armor negating, so very useful for those armored troops. It can do some damage on them and break through. Do some recruiting. Need some spearmen, because I don't have... I do have the iron, but I'll probably utilize that later, so... Alright. Alright, we have enough for another Infernal Horde, so let's go ahead and do that. See what we get. Oof. Look at all that heavy infantry. Amazing. Okay. So I think slow is going to be where we're at for this army at this time. But I can't complain because those troops are fantastic. So lots of archers there. But with the spell casting, with my hellhounds, oh poor boy, lost an eye. But with my hellhounds and spell casting, I don't think they stand a chance on those walls. So we'll go ahead and attack the 25 archers that they have there. So, and we'll just continue our scouting over here because we need to find every last bit of blue if we can. Oh, 4 wolves defending a Mott and Bailey. I think we can take it. And there's another yellow territory up there, so go ahead and do a recruit. See, already up to 31 units, so yeah, and this is where we find out you can right click on it to go to that territory. But yeah, we have 31 units, so recovered pretty nicely here. But I think we're going to set us up here. Oop, still have Falfaroon selected. We gotta right click, and then yep, there we go. And what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna take out a boar that seems to have brought himself in range of our army here. They're angry at the loss of the previous army and the loss of the town that the boars decided they wanted to take. So, although admittedly, what kind of hamlet is it if it can't defend itself against 4 boars? I mean, maybe they're vegetarian, I don't know. That's, maybe they just can't bring themselves to harm the boar, but we'll take care of it for them, since, you know, we're their lords and masters here. So alright, we're eating well tonight, guys. Look at all that boar. Alright, that's nice and easy. Now, wolves. It's good that they were smart enough to defend the walls before they found out that they can't do anything up there and go through the gate. But alright, this is a big battle here. So, and as you can see, being fast, like my little poor demon up there, not the best thing in the world when you're the only one that's fast. Did reach the wall, so that's good, which is forcing... Oh, he's dead. But does force the ones near them to melee if possible, but in this case, it doesn't matter. So see we're doing a number now with the fire and everything. Spell casting. We set a couple on fire there too. And the gates are gone. Ah, we got a little Soulless. He's going to do his part, which will probably act as a distraction more than anything. So, yep. Because that little archer there is next to him, he can't do anything but melee my little Soulless guy. So, go zombie! You can do it. Ah, still alive. That's 2 shots that didn't go into other troops. So, oh, oops. Sorry, dude. Hit you with the meteor. You burned up. Oh! But you managed to convert your friend over there, so sweet. And as you can see up top, oh, we defeated the High Cultist. So we conquered his last citadel. So this was his base. This is where he was sending all those marauding armies. So good. Awesome. So with blue out of the way now, we don't have to worry about him. We can then switch our focus back west and attack the druid, or we can go north and attack yellow. And you see we can recruit in the deserted port. I thought we could recruit in the Motte and Bailey, but I guess I was wrong there. So the Motte and Bailey is just a very powerful thing. The city, of course, is one we can recruit from, but we probably won't be able to take that for a little bit. It's pretty well defended. So, so we got the deserted palace. We've got gold. We're in great shape, and this is pretty much where I'm going to end it. So thank you all for watching this video. Sorry again for the mistake of not recording audio correctly. The mute on my mic is now off, so that you should be hearing my voice now. And going forward, all of my videos will have my voice, because I will put in controls to avoid that in the future. As you can see here, though, we're taking a quick look at who's available. So Gauther is yellow. We don't know what class he is, but I think that's who we're going to probably push into next video. So thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I look forward to seeing you next video. Thank you.